Hi, Pisces. Good to see you again. I'm gonna yawn again. It's another one of those weeks. I'm yawning up a storm. Let us begin, shall we? Wow, I haven't seen either of those cards in like quite a few readings, actually. They just haven't been coming out, which feels crazy to me. There's yeah, 70, I guess there's technically 79 cards in this deck, but you'd think I'd see those cards more often. I haven't been. Okay, let us begin. How are we starting off the week? 11th through the 17th. Okay. Okay. This kind of feels like you've been holding your tongue for far too long. You've had a lot to say, but you haven't. You sort of you knew full dang well that if you were to open your mouth and speak, that the peace would be broken. You've been trying to keep the peace by not saying anything. It kind of looks like the time for you to not say anything is over. I'm it kind of gives me the vibe that the people around you, while you look, it's fine to like try and keep the peace that way for so long, up to a certain point, but when the people around you are getting so bad that you have no choice but to do these things, just do it. And just do it. I mean, they need it. They need it more than you do at this point. It kind of gives the feeling that these people around you are getting out of line. And I think this week you're the one that gets to put them back in line. Alright. We're afraid though, because what if I say the wrong things? What if I mess this up somehow? What if I'm not able to do this? What ifs? Just a bunch of what ifs, basically, of you essentially thinking that you're not good enough to do this, or that you're going to F this up somehow. I really don't think that's the case. I think you're more than well equipped to do this right now. It definitely feels like you're well equipped to do this. I don't know. Let's continue. What's going on upstairs? I think you're trying to proceed in the most unbiased, objective way possible. Look at things from every single angle, which is good. I mean, you're getting the full picture. You're getting the whole story. But it kind of feels like at this point, you know full well he said this and she said this and they said that and yada yada, so on and so forth. What's your take on the story though? Because it feels like you kind of don't really have your own take right now. Or no, you definitely do. You're just not really considering where you stand on this, even though you do have a stance. You already have a stance. You're just not acknowledging it. You're more concerned with everybody else right now. Time to be the parent in this situation and scold the children. It kind of looks like. How about your past? Oof. Ow. Can we crack it this way? No? Oh, that felt good though. Okay. How about your past? Okay. You kind of had to take the role here of, yeah, again, you had to take the role of the grown up in the situation. It looks like the people around you were arguing, bickering, causing a fight, just some kind of conflict here, generally. You had to help them move on from this situation. This was your role in all of this. To be the grown up. Hey, stop it, move on. And they did. But it also looks like they came back for round 2 or 3 or 4. So, I'm sorry, Pisces. That sucks. Alright. How about the first half of the week? How's your future in the first half of the week? Oh, what an interesting combination. Okay. Okay. So it looks like this half of the week you're kind of this is the point where you say, I'm done with this. I've been trying to be a grown up. I'm gonna let some words fly now. And you definitely do this in the right way. You don't just snap at people for no reason or tell them things like out of line like they've been doing. You're going about this in an appropriate way. You're handling this appropriately. And it looks like it brings you a lot of relief when you do this. Because you've been bottling this up for a while. And it's time for Pisces to get their word in. Like, listen, I've been listening to all your shenanigans for the past whoever knows how long now. I'm tired of it. Okay, later half of the week. You're sort of spent. Like, you need to pull away from this situation because at this point now, even you've been dragged into it. It's not that you wanted to be dragged into this at all. You definitely didn't, but you got dragged into this. And now that you've been dragged into it and have had to take part in it, you're like, nah, okay, no, not for me. I definitely don't want this. I want out. So you take time, you go, you heal, you recharge, you look at things from different perspectives, from different angles, because for a moment there, definitely, you kind of slipped into the mindset of the enemy, basically, where, I don't know, let's just use 2 other people as an example. You have 2 friends and they're arguing about something and you're trying to be the mediator, you're trying to like keep the peace, and then at some point you get sucked in to their argument and now you're part of it, but you removed yourself, and now it's kind of you looking back and reflecting on everything, and once again trying to gain the best perspective possible, the most objective perspective. An objective perspective, I like that. Generally speaking, you're kind of just over this at this point. You just want to go back to things like this is a hell of a burden on you. You're so over this. You don't. It kind of feels for you. It's like I don't even know what this is about anymore, or like what the hell the point of this is. It's so over. It's been drawn out so much that like, why? What's even the point anymore? You just you kind of just want to, at this point, do something, anything, whatever it is that you have to do to get things back to the way they were. Because you're over it. You're just so over it. You remember the good times, but it seems like the people around you that are bickering don't. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of putting a major strain on everything. Like everything was going smoothly, you know, we were all on the interstate, there was no traffic, and then suddenly everyone slammed on their brakes and now we're stuck, and you're just feels like, okay, if you're in the car with these people and they're bickering and you were the passenger and like it was your turn for a nap, you hit traffic and they woke you up and said, yeah, we're not dealing with this, they went and they took a nap, or they started arguing in the back seat, and now you have to drive even though you've been awake for like 18 hours driving the whole time. But yeah, you're back in the driver's seat, whether you like it or not. You don't. I know you don't. I can tell you don't. Okay, hopes or fears. Of getting fear. Sort of. I think you're afraid that, like, there's no way to work this out at this point. At this point, it's just, I don't think there's anything I can say or do at this point to fix this. It's just, I need to walk away from the situation and hopefully let it resolve itself. How about the outcome? Okay. Thankfully, I don't think your fear definitely doesn't get in the way here. It looks like you end up choosing to stay optimistic and sort of, I don't want to say confident. Confident's not the right word here. It's more so like you stay very serious about this. Like, positively, optimistically serious. Because it definitely feels like an argument between friends. It doesn't have to be, but I'm going to go off of that assumption. You remember the good times, and you want those good times back. You're holding on to this with everything that you can, because I'm not letting this go. I want this. These are my friends. I don't want some stupid ass argument to come between us like that. So you're holding on to that, and that's sort of what's keeping you going right now. I haven't used those oracle cards in a while, but that definitely feels like the right oracle cards for the situation. Let's get you a hero's journey, because you're a hero right now, Pisces. Even though these cards are way too big and they're a pain in my ass to shuffle. Can't get a proper grip on them. My hands are not big enough. They shuffle nicely. Well, shuffle that way nicely. They do not shuffle this way nicely. They stick together. Look at that. Dang cards. Okay. From there. Discover your superpower and access 100% of your mojo. Number 33. Oh, I flipped to 32. You have a quote from Jacob Nordby, and it's long. If you ever meet someone brave and powerful enough to walk with you directly through your most unconscious wounds and shadow caves, someone with the stupefying courage to see through the chinks of your armor and then help you take it off, love them, because they have done something for you which is impossible to do alone. They will show you the treasure you've been seeking all your life, and they can do this because they aren't afraid of your fear. Message. You're infinitely powerful, wise, strong, and blessed. Yet you've only taken conscious ownership of about 5% of your natural inheritance. Without realizing it, most of your power has been relegated to your shadow cave. As a kid, you may have been shunned, teased, ostracized, or spanked for demonstrating certain behaviors or feelings. Consequently, you labeled those characteristics bad and deleted them from your playlist. But nothing's ever truly deleted. This kind of feels like your need to step up and sort of whack through the situation. Anyways, but nothing's ever truly deleted. It's just disowned for a while and relegated to a cloud or cave. Eventually, those characteristics will break into dreams or enter our waking life at inopportune moments. At its core, every shadow is beautiful and useful. In fact, within your biggest, scariest shadow is your superpower in disguise. When anything that's been cut off escapes from your shadow cave, it'll lunge forth with fangs, if given the chance. Instead of trying to outrun it, quicken your transformation by standing still and exploring what is worthy and noble about these aspects of yourself. If you can't do this on your own, invite an ally to hold your hand as you discover the beauty and usefulness of your shadow. As you do this, you will find your shadow is no longer a shadow, but mojo that can now empower your quest. Your mantra for the week: with curiosity, I discover the treasures of my shadow and let them empower me. So, I think generally what that card was trying to say was, at some point this week, I feel like you're going to be so thoroughly over it, that's when you kind of step into the middle of the argument as part of the argument, and you just blow up. I think if you can avoid that, and before you blow up, think about what you want to say as you're blowing up. Think about why you want to say it, and refine it beforehand. So, like, instead of blowing up, sort of just overpower. You don't need to, like, destroy everything. You can just conquer. Be the conqueror this week, Pisces. I think that's your role. Alright, that was your reading for the 11th through the 17th. That was a long one. Not the longest this week, thankfully. I hope it resonated. If it didn't, no worries. It's not part of your story. If it did, I hope it helps you with the week ahead. Try not to get in the middle of this argument. Until next time, God bless you. Jesus loves you. Peace be with you.